Hey, what's up, you guys? David here, and today we're going to be continuing with the CD collection. And today it's O through R. So if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get going. So first up, we got Onslaught with The Force. This is their second full-length album. I don't know what label this was released. Oh, Candlelight. Not too familiar with them. But if you guys aren't familiar with Onslaught, thrash metal, 80s thrash metal from the UK. You know, they started in the 80s. Thrash from the UK. The best way for me to describe the sound of Onslaught, pretty much take like Hell Awaits era Slayer along with some Venom and mix it with some Destruction, and then you kind of get an idea of what Onslaught sounds like. Really great riffs, awesome vocals, very high vocals at points. Like just these banshee kind of screams that he does, which are just pretty awesome. And also, you know, his like Tom Araya, like regular sort of voice. That's what it reminds me of anyway. But yeah, that's the best way I could describe Onslaught. This is my personal favorite of the bunch, but all their stuff is highly recommended. It's a great band. They've never done a bad album, in my opinion. And their last album was back in 2013, so it's been a little while since they've done something. But can't wait to hear what they do next, and hopefully it's not too much longer before they do put out something new. So yeah, you guys dig old school thrash, and you haven't heard of these guys? Check it out. Onslaught, The Force. Next up, we got Overkill with Taking Over. This is their second full-length record. This is on Atlantic Records. Overkill, you guys should know who Overkill is. Very consistent thrash metal from New York, or is it New Jersey? I always forget which one. It's one of those two. But yeah, Overkill, seriously, just one of the most consistent bands ever when it comes to this style of music, or just within metal in general, really. And, you know, I know a lot of bands, you know, get beat up for staying the same, and a lot of people tend to bitch about that, but Overkill is just a band that just, they do it so fucking well. Like, you know, they can just make album after album without changing up their sound much and still staying true to the thrash metal sound that they're known for, but at the same time, not repeating themselves. You can tell apart all these albums and all these songs, you really can. And just Overkill is a fucking just never-ending, just unstoppable machine that just, man, just no matter how old these guys get, they never lose their energy. But getting off topic, like I said, second full-length record from them. It's a classic. Unfortunately, I don't own their debut self-titled Overkill. But yeah, you guys should know it if you know Overkill. Some of my favorite tracks from here, Deny the Cross, Power Surge, In Union We Stand. In Union We Stand, they had a music video for that and everything, so that's definitely the most well-known song from this album. And Overkill 2, The Nightmare Continues. That's an epic fucking thrasher towards the end. Kind of gets a little, like, it's kind of got like a bit of a creepy theme throughout it. Listen to it, you know what I mean. Overkill, Taking Over. And now we got Overkill again. This is their third full-length. This is also released on Atlantic Records in 1988. And there's really not much to say, man. If you like the old Overkill stuff from the 80s and everything, you're going to love this. And once again, if you're an Overkill fan, you know this. So, yeah, it's just continuing in that same style. Like I said, they never change it up much, but it's what you want to hear from Overkill. If you're an Overkill fan, you're going to get what you want. Period. Not much else to say. This is an absolute thrash classic. I think that's all I really got to say about it. Love that artwork, too. Always like their winged skeleton that they always put on like their merch and their albums and stuff. Really, really cool. So yeah, that's Overkill with Under the Influence. And we go to Overkill again with The Years of Decay. This was released in 1989. This is their fourth full-length album. And it's one of my favorites. If I had to pick like my top favorite Overkill albums, it would probably be this, Under the Influence, and it's a toss-up between the debut and Horoscope. for the my third favorite. And they're really in no particular order, to be honest. It's just those are my top 3 for Overkill, I would say. But yeah, man. Overkill, Years of Decay, some standout tracks from this. We got Time to Kill, Elimination. Once again, Elimination is definitely one of their most well-known songs. They had a music video for that and everything. I'm pretty sure they play it on every live show. I did get to see this band once, by the way. They're fucking awesome. If you get the chance, go see them. Let's see, back to the tracks here. Evil Never Dies, Who Tends the Fire, Playing with Spiders, Skull Crusher, I Hate. Yeah, I'm naming off like the whole fucking album here. But yeah, front to back, it's fucking awesome. Overkill, The Years of Decay. And we go to Overkill again with Horoscope. This was released in 1991, also on Atlantic Records, their 5th full length. Again, just, it's another classic Overkill album, you know, just that awesome thrash metal that only they know how to do. Yeah, some standout tracks from Horoscope. We got Coma, Thanks for Nothing, Horoscope, Nice Day for a Funeral. Again, solid album, front to back. Overkill, Horoscope. And this is the final Overkill album that I own. This is Relix, what is that? 4? Something like that. Or, god damn it, I can't remember what Roman numeral that is. Anyway, this is later stuff from them. This was released in 2005. Not nearly as good as the classic stuff, in my opinion. And they also had a bit of a new lineup for this later stuff. But yeah, Bobby Blitz's vocals still sound as energetic, young, and just awesome as ever. Dee Verney, just, you know, with his awesome bass. Yeah, great stuff. Overkill, however you say that. And we go to a completely different band now, guys. This is Periphery with Periphery 2. What's their little subtitle for oh yeah, This Time It's Personal. Which I believe is, as far as I know, is a reference to Jaws. But Periphery, I fucking love this band, man. Periphery is a very love 'em or hate 'em band. I'm one of the people that love them. As I mentioned before, I'm a huge progressive metal fan, and when it comes to modern progressive metal, I think these guys are one of the absolute best. These guys, along with The Contortionist, along with Between the Buried and Me, along with Protest the Hero, and Sixth, just love it all. And you know, I gotta be honest, like I said, huge progressive metal fan, but as much as I enjoy Dream Theater and Symphony X and Queensryche and Fate's Warning, stuff like that, I think for me, it's modern progressive metal all the way over the old stuff. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for that, but just, yeah, I think it is better. I really do. This is modern technical metal at its finest. And yes, I'm very well that these guys are also considered metalcore. And as while I don't consider myself a fan of metalcore, progressive metalcore, if you can get make it technical with all those progressive elements and everything, that just awesome musicianship, and just make it really catchy and good, and just not like the standard metalcore stuff, you're probably going to win me over. Progressive metalcore, I can definitely get into, and Periphery, again, I think they're one of the best. Just absolutely great musicians, just really, really always making just these really catchy songs, really awesome riffs, and just great guys overall. From what I've watched in their interviews, they just seem like some of the most chill, down-to-earth dudes that you would just want to talk and hang out with all day. Can't praise these guys enough. Fucking love Periphery, one of my favorite bands going right now. If you haven't heard of them, give them a chance, check them out. But I understand if the vocals aren't going to be to your liking. I understand if you don't care for the breakdowns or just any of this modern metal stuff in general. But yeah, some standout tracks that I really love from this album. We got Have a Blast, Scarlet. Scarlet is definitely the most catchy and melodic song on here. Mile Zero, Facepalm Mute. Yeah. Love it, love it. Periphery 2, their second full length. Unfortunately, I do not own their first full length, which is self-titled, which is my favorite by them. But I'll get to that someday. Take a little drink here. Moving on, we go to... Wait, that's not right. Shit. Okay, sorry. I screwed up my order a little bit here, so we'll go with... Sorry. We'll go with these next. Next up, we got Periphery's next full length, or 2 full lengths, I should say. This is Juggernaut Alpha. So Juggernaut is a concept double album from them. And this is really where Periphery shows their most experimental side. But at the same time, it's still got that Periphery sound that you would expect and love from them. But they really do some different stuff on here. I'm not really going to say what specifically, just listen to the album for yourself and you'll find out. But yeah, I absolutely, even though, like I said, this is their experimental release, you know, concept albums, I really feel like just, they can go one way or the other. Like either they can, the band really, either the band chooses to experiment too much and they move away from the sound that you would prefer to hear from, or when they do a concept album, they don't stray too far from the sound you want to hear from them while still making an interesting concept. And Periphery, I feel, is definitely one of the bands that fall into that latter portion. Like, I really feel like even if these guys do a concept, it's still got that Periphery sound that you want to hear from them. So some standout tracks from Juggernaut Alpha. I love Heavy Heart, probably one of the most just melodic and just emotional songs that they've ever wrote, but still some really cool solos and some great riffs as well. And Spencer really shows off his vocal range very well with these 2 albums on this. I think he really outdid his vocal performance. 22 Faces, Psychosphere, yeah, man, love it. Periphery, Juggernaut Alpha. And after that, we got Juggernaut Omega, the second part of this double concept album. And this is definitely the album that's, this is the heavier album of the 2. I mean, don't get me wrong, excuse me. Alpha has some heavy stuff on it for sure, but I think this really cranks up the heaviness a notch. There's even some tracks on here that just almost got like some thrash kind of riffing mixed with those that progressive sound. Yeah, love it. So some standout tracks from here. I really like The Bad Thing, Graveless, and Stranger Things. Incredible stuff from these guys. An experiment for them that did definitely not fail. They knocked it out of the park. Periphery, Juggernaut, Alpha, and Omega. Awesome stuff. And easily one of my favorites for 2015. Easily. And we go to their most recent, Periphery 3, Select Difficulty. Gotta love that subtitle. So after their huge experiment that they had in 2015, the fucking crazy thing is after making that massive album in 2015, they come out with this not even a year later in 2016. I don't know how they did it, but they did, and it's fucking awesome. And it really goes back to just that more traditional sort of just fun sound you'd expect from Periphery, like similar to their debut and their second record. You know, all the experimentation's really gone. They really just wanted to get back to doing just that, you know, like I said, just similar to those early albums. And that's definitely what this is. It just sounds like a band having fun, and it's definitely their most riff-oriented record. Some awesome riffs on here. Some standout tracks. We got Marigold, The Way the News Goes, and that's the way the news goes. Rick and Morty fans, anybody? Prayer Position, The Price is Wrong. Yeah, just love it. Love these guys, man. Just absolutely amazing modern progressive metal. Doesn't get much better than this. Periphery 3, select difficulty. Next up, we got Pallbearer with Heartless. I'm not going to talk about this one much because it was part of my 2017 pickups video, but it's an amazing album. Pallbearer is one of the best doom metal bands going right now, in my opinion. Go listen to it. Pallbearer, Heartless. Okay, well, this is kind of backwards, but whatever. This is their second full-length record, Foundations of Burden, released on Profound Lore Records, just like Heartless was. And I believe this was when they first got onto Profound Lore, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, the debut Sorrows and Extinction might also be on Profound Lore. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I like this, I think this is the album that's my favorite from Pallbearer. It was the album that I discovered them with. I heard the track Worlds Apart, and I was fucking blown away. Because I found out about these guys from watching Banger TV, and when they did a debate on the doom metal genre, and these guys were part of the newer bands that they wanted to add. And that's really actually what got me more interested in doom metal, really. But yeah, fantastic doom metal. Pallbearer, Foundations of Burden. Like I said, Worlds Apart is great. The Ghost I Used to Be, Watcher in the Dark. Just melodic, really, really heavy, awesome singing that reminds me of a mix of like Geddy Lee and Ozzy. Yeah, can't go wrong with some Pallbearer, man. Next up, we got a death metal classic here. Possessed, Seven Churches, released in 1985 on Combat Records. You guys should all know this. This album is fucking legendary. It is a classic. Every death metal fan, every extreme metal fan needs to have this in their collection. No questions asked. And they are apparently working on a full length that is supposed to come out later this year, and I cannot fucking wait for that. I cannot wait to hear some new Possessed. As I've told you guys before, this album and Death Scream Bloody Gore was pretty much my gateway into death metal, and really what made me want to become a fan of this stuff. But I shouldn't have to tell you guys too much about this. Like I said, it's an absolute classic. All extreme metal fans need to own it. Possessed, Seven Churches. The Exorcist, Seven Churches, the title track, Twisted Minds, death metal. Man, amazing, amazing. Possessed, Seven Churches. Next up, we got a live album from Protest the Hero, Gallop Meets the Earth. As I mentioned before, out of the modern progressive metal bands going right now, these guys are one of my absolute favorites, and I gotta thank my buddy Steven for getting me into them. Thank you so much, man. These guys are amazing. Obviously another band, one of the modern progressive metal bands that includes metalcore into their sound, and you got some just amazing vocals from Rhodey Walker, which, again, I understand he's got one of those vocal styles that's going to be off-putting to some. Not everyone's going to be into it. Even I, honestly, did not like his vocals at first, but eventually I love the music so much, I just got more and more used to it, and now it doesn't bother me anymore. And now I would say Rhodey Walker's vocals are just one of the essential parts of Protest the Hero sound. He's great. And I actually get to see these guys live next weekend for the first time, and I can't fucking wait for it. They're playing their album Fortress from beginning to end. It's going to be so fucking cool. But like I said, this is the only live album that they ever did. I believe this is actually in support of the Fortress album, which Fortress is my favorite album by them, by the way. So yeah, if you've never heard Protest the Hero and you dig the modern progressive metal stuff, man, give them a listen. They're great. Protest the Hero, Gallop Meets the Earth. Final one, guys. Razor with Violent Restitution. Ah, man, definitely the last but not least. This is one of my all-time favorite albums in general, not just in thrash. Hold on, I gotta take another drink real quick. Alright, so yeah, one of my favorite albums of all time. Amazing thrash metal from Canada. This was released in 1988. And easily their best, in my opinion. Evil Invaders and Malicious Intent are great, but that was more of just like a traditional metal mixed with some thrash and speed metal kind of stuff. This is just full on fucking pissed off thrash metal, man. If you're living over in Canada, you got free healthcare, you don't have a whole lot to be pissed off about. This band sounds so goddamn pissed off. I love these fucking just these razor sharp, yeah, no pun intended, these razor sharp riffs. Sheepdog's just these aggressive barking vocals that he has just fits this angry music so well. Yeah, man, this is one of my all-time favorite thrash albums. I can't say enough good things about this. So, just Canadian thrash in general is just amazing, man. You know, Exciter, Sacrifice, Annihilator, and these guys, man, this is some of the greatest thrash metal you could ever hear, and some of the greatest thrash riffs that you will ever hear. They are still together. They haven't done something in quite some time, and I hope they do something new soon. And, yeah. So, some standout tracks from this album. We got the title track, Violent Restitution, Edge of the Razor. Edge of the Razor was the track that I discovered these guys with. Oh, and remember that band Merciless Death that I talked about? I discovered this band through that list that they made. So, yeah, it's all thanks to that again that I discovered Razor. Enforcer, Taste the Floor, Hypertension. Oh, man. It's hard to pick standouts. Front to back, this album is fucking incredible. The only song that doesn't really do it for me is Discipline, which is a stupid song about S&M that I don't really care for. It just comes off really dumb and cheesy. Yeah. That's the only song that doesn't really do it for me on here, but everything else is quality thrash metal. Can't go wrong. Razor, Violent Restitution. Alright, guys. That's it. Oh, man. 22 minutes. A lot of these lately have just been super long. But, yeah, it's time to end it. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.